What's going on, y'all? We're going to get started in a second. I'm going to send this link out. I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let's go ahead and get into it. So I got a few pairs I got my eyes on. We're going to go over those in just a second. Yeah, so we're about to go over these in a second. So I don't know if y'all been on the charts, but that JPY news that happened like 2 hours ago, it literally, because as we know, the JPY pairs kind of been stuck and they're in like consolidation ranges. Literally, just check all the JPY pairs there in that news. That thing was ripped. Just look at the daily candlesticks on the JPY pairs. Those things went ridiculous. And they were still dropping this hour. So obviously we're going to be looking for a sell setup. It could do some retracement. So we're going to see if it retraces back to this daily support resistance level, and we're going to look for a sell there. Or if it breaks underneath the 4-hour level, then we're going to look for a sell underneath it. But yeah, that thing literally was struggling to break out with traffic. It did not want to see it break this high because this is the highest it's been in years, right? That's just 2022. Price hasn't been that high since 2014. Right, 2014? Yeah, since 2014. And last time price was that high, it made it clear they didn't want to see that break past this level. That's when the downtrend began. Then retest this level. Then coincidentally, a couple days after comes this high again. The news makes that thing tank. So the people don't want, or I don't want to say the people, but government or whatever does not want price to be that high. So I found that very interesting. So look for a sell setup going into those. We had a nice start to the week yesterday. Caught this entire move down on SPX. Looking for the next sell setup. As you can see, we've just been catching all the waves down. We caught this wave last Thursday. We caught this wave on Friday. We caught this wave yesterday. And I'm going to see if it's going to continue to drop and look for the next sell setup going here. Same thing with GBPJPY, and we didn't enter US30. US30 just seemed, but did enter GBPJPY just like how we entered it on Friday. Every time I go on stream, my stuff be bugging out. But anyways, we called this one last Friday, and then today / last night, the move finished. It was ranging and consolidating. It was stuck in this range all Wednesday and didn't break free until the afternoon. Then did a nice retest and ripped down last night. Well, actually a couple hours ago. Hit the bottom of the zone. Coincidentally, as soon as we hit the bottom of the zone, what happened? We traced back up. Well, it's not really a coincidence, but I just wanted to point that out. But we got, we don't really have no news today. So the only red folder news was the JPY. We got some Canada orange folder at 8:30. But everything else is just nothing crazy. We got some red folder news going on Wednesday, tomorrow, and Friday. Other than that, it's going to be just a clean week. Just waiting for the setups. Yesterday during London session was pretty slow and choppy. So I wouldn't be surprised that happens again. But we're going to be looking for some setups. So we're going to be waiting for SPX to break through that level. And if we can break through that level, we're going to be looking for a sell on that. 3132 is underneath this wall right here. We're going to be looking for another US30 sell as well, because like I'm talking about for the past couple of weeks, the downtrend has finally began. So we're just going to be looking for strictly sells on the indices as of now. Let me see what that's up to. Yeah, I would like to see that hit this level, but it's respecting this wall right here. So we might go for EUSDX as well. We're going to wait to see what the London session candlestick looks like, and then we're going to go from there. Oil, I already looked at oil, but anyone wants to look, but as of now, it's not really at a good entry. Gold, we might see another repeat. You know what's crazy? Like, when I go on stream, my thing be bugging out because none of this stuff was there before I started the stream. But it's like as soon as I start the stream, all these like extra long and short positions be popping up. But we wanted to repeat up yesterday. Maybe we'll see it hit the bottom of the zone today. But things are looking bearish as of now, so we might be looking for a gold sell as well. We're going to see what the next 15-minute candlestick looks like when London session starts. Euro USD, we're going to leave it alone. Euro JPY already kind of started this move like we went over before, so we're just going to watch and see what that does. Euro New Zealand, I call this trade live, but if you weren't in the live, this was a members only play. But we caught the buy all the way from, we caught the buy all the way from down here to the top of the zone. And we're going to be possibly looking for another entry going into London session. Because it looks like it's going to continue to try to push up. So we're going to look for another entry going into London. So we're going to wait to see if price can close above this level. And if it can do so, then we're going to be looking for a buy. The London session did just start, so we're about to go through all the charts and see what's going on. All right, so we're going to be waiting for Euro New Zealand to do this thing. Euro AD, we're going to be looking for a buy as well because it is overall bullish. But yesterday we did see a short position. Didn't take it though, but we went over it. But as you can see, it didn't really do too much. Came back up here, and now it's following the bullish move that it's been doing for the past couple of days. Because as you can see here, we caught this huge 200 pip move up, and then since there, it's created a nice support level here for 3 days. Retested it yesterday and today, and it's pushing up. So we're going to see if it can break through the support level here and see if we can catch some pips and ride that wave up. So we're going to wait in for Euro AED and Euro New Zealand. We're going to be looking for buys for those. What else are we going to be looking at? Euro CHF, we could look for a possible sell. It did do a nice drop, created a nice resistance level here. And for weeks, it's just been respecting that level. Came back to this daily level, broke through it, started to break back underneath and possibly look for a sell on that. GJ, let's see what GJ is at. Going smaller time frame. But as you can see, just like Euro JPY, GJ attacked during the news as well. Kind of missed a good entry on it. We could possibly enter there. It looks like it's still trying to drop. But there is another JPY that looks a little bit better. So we're going to look at that in just a second. GBP New Zealand is looking very similar to Euro New Zealand. And it did push up just like Euro New Zealand. So we could possibly look for a buy setup on this as well. Even though it has been very bearish for the past few months. And it is touching this current resistance level. But if we break through and continue to do what EE is doing, we could possibly look for a buy for that as well. Because it did pump up just like Euro New Zealand did yesterday. So we're just going to be watching this to see which side is going to break out or break free from. We might adjust these walls too to give us some more space, realistic space. Going to be looking for well. It's retracing nicely, so we're going to let it retrace, which is what we want it to do. And then we're going to possibly look for buy on that as well. New Zealand JPY. Same thing, that thing it ripped. So it's currently at the bottom of the 3 before we even mess with it. So we're just going to leave that alone for now. We're also going to be looking for possible New Zealand USD sales. If it can break underneath this level, but as of now it is retracing up. So out of curiosity, let me see if SPX is the same thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so we're gonna let that do its thing for now before we mess with it. It's still treating as a resistance level, but it's still a good sign, but I'm gonna be waiting for it to break this level before I enter, just to be on the safe side. 80 JPY, same thing, just like New Zealand JPY. And although JPY pairs huge tank down at the bottom of the zone, so we're going to be waiting for it to see how it reacts. I ideally want to look for a sell, but it could come up to fill this up. So we're either going to look for a sell right here, around this level, or if it can break that daily level. But as of now, we're just going to be chilling on that. 80 CAD, we're going to leave that alone. CHF you can see the same thing. Literally, that 130 news caused these things to rip. It's kind of funny. All right, so this one's at a decent position for entry. This was at a decent position. It looks like they're attempting to try to drop down. Did a nice rejection with on the last candlestick. Looks like it's trying to drop. So we could possibly look for a sell on that one. The macro already started. And gold is kind of in a sticky situation. We could look for a sell because we see how they respect this level. As of now, the USD pairs are pumping, but it doesn't really mean much as of now. So we're just gonna let them do their thing for now. There's a strong resistance level. See how it's a support level here. It's been being treated as resistance. Had a nice rejection wick yesterday's the last 4 hour candlestick. But USD pairs are pumping right now. But it is 3 a.m. London session did just start. We can also see right here how it's built a nice strong support level. Each time it's hit that, it's retraced and came back up. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does. As of now, it is still kind of bullish. So we're going to be just waiting to see what it does for now. Because if it breaks this level, we could look for a buy up to around 1808, 1810-ish. It's kind of a tough spot right now. Just going to watch and see what it does. But it looks like the indices and stuff are, whoop, scratch that. That thing just turned red. So yeah, we're going to wait to see if we can break underneath here. And if it can, we're going to go for another sell. Because I think it's just been dropping. And since it's been dropping, everything's been showing as sells, we're only going to be looking for sells right now. It's filled up most of this imbalance, but still got a little bit more to go. So it could come down here to finish filling it up. Let me see what US30 is looking like. US30 still got a little ways to go. Sure, 30 pushing back down. Yeah, these things is what they're trying to drop. USDX is moving a little bit with SPX and the other indices. Kind of like how that's looking. It's just a little too far for entry for me. But I can still see it going down. Well, let's see. Out of curiosity. This would be like a 1-to-1, which isn't terrible. But I prefer to at least have a 1-to-2 minimum. But I do see it dropping. So we might enter that as well. We'll see. So let's go back to EM and EA. Let's see what they're up to. Here New Zealand's reacting to that wall right there. They're still respecting the daily level. We see a rejection with. Yeah, so we're just going to be patiently waiting. We're just going to be patiently waiting. Yeah, we're just going to be patiently waiting on that. Yes, I like how Euro New Zealand's looking. I like how Euro AUD's looking. Just going to be patiently waiting for them to meet my confirmations before I enter. But I do like how these are looking. What else was we looking at? The JPY pairs are retracing. which is good for us. Like I said, we want these retracements. So we see a lot right now in our favor. That's going to work out for us because we can get a better entry on CHFJPY. Look at that, it's retracing right there. So this will be a good entry if you can treat this as a resistance like it currently is. We got a couple minutes to the next 5 minute pops up. So we're just going to wait on that. But that is looking like a good setup. So CHFJPY is looking like a good setup. GJ is still a little too far for us. Yeah, so all the other JPY pairs are a little too far for us. Yeah, so I'm about to write some of these up, some of these signals just in case we do. I feel like how few these are looking. Yeah, so GN is respecting this level. Like I said, it did pump up, but it's still, this one is still bearish. Euro New Zealand is showing a little bit different characteristics on the daily time frame. So these might just go opposite. Because Euro New Zealand, I am liking a buy setup on that. But GN, like I said, it is still bearish. And we see them, we see them looking different as well. You know what I mean? So there's that as well. But we see the similarities at the same time. We'll see for this. I like this for a sell setup. I like Euro New Zealand for a buy setup. I like GN for a sell setup, if I'm being honest. It could change my mind though if it breaks through that level. But as of now, what it's looking like, I'm going to want to look for a sell setup. See what SPX is up to. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to see some retracements, which is fine. So we're going to let that retrace, do its thing. Let me see something. We do have a imbalance. Not a crazy one though, so it could retrace up to this wall right here, then continue the downtrend. Could see that. Another small imbalance. It could try to retrace, fill it up, then continue to jump. So we're just gonna let that be for now. I'm not gonna be greedy and look for a buy setup. Just gonna wait for the next sell setup. So we got about 3 minutes to the next 15 starts. Anything dropping down. Yeah, so we're gonna be just waiting. But I still want to look for a buy on EA, so I'm just gonna wait to see if we can push cut and then enter that. I'm still retracing. Yes, I'm gonna write some of these up. But yeah, we're still waiting. We ain't jumping anything yet though. Anyone jumping in with anything yet? So while we're waiting, but while I'm typing some stuff up, I'm gonna go ahead. This is how we did yesterday. Went 4-0. We held this trade over the weekend. So we technically went 4-0, but we were in 5 trades yesterday. Caught a total of 11,800 pips. 6,000 of those pips were strictly for the members. Make sure to join that first link in the description, the free Telegram. That way you're notified if I do enter any trades, as well as notify when TPs get hit. And I also drop some other stuff in there as well, some tips. and all that good stuff. And we also don't just live stream here. Make sure to hit that bell and subscribe because we do live stream and live trade every morning London session. But we also have trade breakdowns on this channel, trading psychology videos, trading tips, all that good stuff. So we're just going to be looking at this, but I do like how this looks. So if I'm quiet, that's because I'm typing some stuff up. So give me 1 second. Yeah, I think it's turning red. So I do like how this is looking. So we might enter this next candlestick. It does have a huge imbalance, so it could try to fill that up and then drop down later on during New York. That's also a risk because sometimes JPY pairs don't really want to get to action or get to moving until until New York comes around the corner. So this one's going to be about a 100 pip stop loss. Nothing too crazy. That's pretty standard, but it is dropping right now. The new 15 is about to start. So we might jump in this next candlestick. So let me go ahead and post this disclaimer out. Now again, will it go zone to zone? Probably not, but the way it's looking, it can come to the next, at least at the next couple TPs, the way it's looking. And they already did a nice little drop. Yeah, they're already starting this move. Yeah, I think it's dropping. So like I said, SL is 143.95. It's doing a retest, but it looks like it's going to try to drop. It looks like it is trying to drop. Let's go to the left and see what it's struggling to hit. That thing literally just tanked. So I think it was just at 95. That thing literally tanked like 30 pips right before, in like 1 minute right before that candlestick started. So if it retraces, I might call the signal out. But it's a little bit of late entry for anyone jumping in if I drop it in the Telegram. So this one I might hold off on. It's already at this wall. So this would have been one of the first TPs anyways. But give me 1 second. So I might hold off on this unless it retraces. But it is trying to drop. I mean, it is dropping right now. But it kind of moved a little too quick. I'm not going to post this. And then it retraces and people get more drawdown than they need to be. So we're just going to hold off on that one. But it looks like it's trying to dump. It's at this wall of price right here. But we're going to look at the other pair really quick. Here New Zealand looks like it's trying to push back up. Your AD is dropping. So we're just going to wait on that. I'm not going to enter a sell on that. We're just going to wait on that one. But your New Zealand is trying to break back up. As of now. Gold turned red. So we're going to wait for it to break back underneath here. Because we do have a nice wall right here. So we can break underneath that wall, stay underneath that wall. We might go for a sell on that. But for now, we're just going to be patiently waiting. SPX looks like it's come back down to the daily zone. Yeah, so we're just going to be patiently waiting. I know what I'm looking for setup-wise, like buy, sell, where I'm going to buy, where I'm going to sell at. So now I'm just waiting for price to go to that level of price. It's literally it, just patiently waiting for price to do its thing. USDX is looking tempting, not gonna lie. I like how USDX is looking as well. Yeah, we're just gonna be patiently waiting. Let's go back to the 15. Yeah, so did a retest of the dailies, nice rejection wick. Yes, I like how GM is looking. And if I'm not mistaken, Ian wasn't doing it. Well, Ian's now following suit. Yes, this is very interesting. I like how GN is looking. Like I said, GN is looking like a sell to me on the bigger time frames. So we might go for a sell on this. Again, if you're new, this is your first time on the channel, make sure to read the disclaimer in the Telegram. Yeah, I like how this is looking right here. So the stop loss is currently at 92.35. Nice. So this one's about a 65 pip stop loss. Yeah, so we're gonna wait. We're gonna do 5 minutes about to start in like 20 seconds. We're gonna wait on that. I do like how that's looking though. Yeah, so your AD, we're gonna leave that alone for now. So we're looking at GN, looking at SPX, looking at gold, looking at USDX, looking at CHFJPY. But that's it for now. So we're just patiently waiting. So we're kind of seeing a repeat of yesterday morning. So like I said before, it's going to be probably a slow start, but it's all good. GA. Yeah, so I'm going to write a GA as well. Your AD wants to do some more retracing, so we're just going to wait and let it do its retracements. But I still want to look for a buy setup on that. Just like GBPJPY. So I'm going to write this one up as well, because I like how this is looking. I'm in no rush at all. You don't want to rush to jump into trades. There's no reason. Because we don't control the chart, so it's like it makes no sense to, get impatient or try to rush things. You just got to patiently just watch, observe, take mental notes, and then just wait for price to do what you want it to do, or waiting for it to do. And this one right here, I'm looking at like 81.55. Yeah, so we're just waiting. Yeah, so I want to wait for SPX to break underneath that level. USDX drop, we could have entered that one. Sure, 30 is dropping as well. So it is a good sign. Yeah, I think this dropped. So let's see how it reacts to this wall right here. But we might jump into this. I kind of like how this is looking. And it's reacting to that wall, so we're tracing up a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to enter this one. If I'm quiet, that's because I'm typing some stuff up, so just give me 1 second now. So I posted CPs in the chat. So like I said, stop loss for this one is going to be 92.35. I'm posting the TPs in the chat right now. But I do like how this is looking for itself set up. So right now we're going to see if we can break that wall, because last time it hit this level, both times it did a retracement, but it's respecting this level as a strong resistance, which is a good sign. And like I said before, on the daily time frame, is looking very bearish. But we do have to keep in mind that Euro New Zealand is looking like the downtrend might break for Euro New Zealand. So we do have to keep that in mind. Yeah, so that's a few things you have to keep in mind with this trade right here. I want to see if we can at least break through a few of these levels. Got a strong wall right here. Yes, we're just gonna let that do its thing for now. Gold's dropping. Yeah, so we're just gonna be waiting on GA to break this level right here. If we can break that level, might go for a bicep on that. Your New Zealand is dropping as well. So we might catch some, we might be able to catch some pips. I was going on the downside. Right now, GN is reacting to that wall this hit. So we're going to see if we can break that wall on the next candlestick. New 5-minute did just start. So the first TP. Go ahead and mark out the first TP. Oops. Let's see what hit that. So we're doing a natural retracement to that. But we're going to let that run and let it do its thing. GA is looking like it's about to try to break this level. So we don't just want it to break this level. I'm going to be waiting for it to break and stay above it. And then preferably treat it as a support level. And if we can do that, then we'll jump in on it. But for now, we're just going to be patiently waiting on that. Same thing with your AED. We're going to wait for it to come back up to here before we mess with it. But I do want to look for buys on both GBPAED and your AED. We're just waiting to see which side of the left break out of. Then SPX, I like how SPX is looking. So depending on if we can break this level before the next 15, we may or may not enter that. But I do like how that's looking right there. Let me see where your US30 is at. Your US30 is almost at that level. Yeah, so we're just going to be looking for sales. So we're going to see if we might enter the next 15. But we're going to be patient waiting. NAS is a little bit too far for entry. Would have been a nice entry like a few hours ago. So we're just going to be waiting on SPX right now. We almost hit TP1. Let me see if we hit it on my broker. We almost hit TP1. All right, we just hit TP1, y'all. All right, nice. So TP1 just got hit. Like I said, all the TPs are in the chat. Make sure to put that first in the description. But we're only in this trade as of now. So rather see if we can continue to dump. But it's good that it hit that TP before the 15. So we want to see the momentum can continue to dump down. Because it already did a nice little retracement and it broke the previous lows right here. So we have a nice wall right here, but I want to see if we can at least hit the middle of the zone. But so far, TP1 got hit. It is attempting to continue to drop down. And I wouldn't be surprised if Euro New Zealand is doing the same thing. Sure enough, it is. But again, I mean, we could enter this as well, but I'm personally just going to be in GN. That's just me personally. I'm just going to be in GN for now. Let's see what GA is up to. GA is struggling to break that wall. Just like gold, just kind of in this box. But this is why we have these levels marked off. So we're just going to be patiently waiting on that. We'll go back to SPX though. Yeah, SPX, same thing. So we're going to be waiting. We're going to be looking for the next candlestick for SPX to break this level here. Treat as resistance and see if we can continue the wave down. Because as you can see, we literally have just been catching the wave down since the downtrend began. We're catching the buys up. But like I've been talking about, if y'all been here for a minute, you already know the past few weeks, especially last month and this month, well, November price was super choppy for the indices. So I already knew that since it was choppy, well, you can't really see the uptrend on this. You see it better on when I go on US30, honestly. So let's go on US30. But those that have been here for a while, it's all documented on the Telegram. But we caught this whole wave down here, then we caught the uptrend up here, and then in November things got choppy. We entered a few things, but for the most part in November we didn't enter any indices or gold setups because it was just choppy. But then things started smoothing up this month, and now we see the downtrend potentially beginning. You know, we clearly see the uptrend here. You see clear highs being made. All right, we see clear highs being made, but then once it hit this level, retracement broke the previous lows, did a retest, boom, first low. So we are due for a lower high potentially, and we did just fill up this imbalance, so we could see it happen today. Preferably, I would just like to, ride the sell wave down, but it has been a lot of red candles. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of red candlesticks, and we did just hit the bottom of the zone, and we just filled up this order block imbalance. So we could potentially see price bounce up and either look for a sell here or a sell at this level. But for now, we're still going to be looking for sell setups. But do keep that in mind. But there are some imbalances on SPX and some other pairs that haven't been fully filled up. So do keep that in mind, though. Have to keep that in mind. It's just a lot of mental notes, but they are relevant. So let's go back to GN. Okay, TP2 got hit. We're resting right on TP2. And like I said in the disclaimer, I post every day before we post. I post or enter any trades. When the TP gets hit, it's either going to reject that level or break through. And we see prices chilling, and we see it's retracing. But we also see this as a strong wall right here. So keep an eye on your charts. Not every TP does get hit. We had all TPs get hit yesterday, but what am I doing? There we go. There have been days when only a couple TPs got hit. Like on Friday, not all the US30 TPs got hit. On Friday, not all the New Zealand JPY TPs got hit. They got hit later on to yesterday, but they didn't all get hit on that day. So it's just things to keep in mind. So I do like how this is looking. We should have entered USDX, but it's all good because we be up nicely. XEA looks like it's just about to drop again. So the AED pairs are struggling to make a new high as of now, but we could do it later on during the session. So I'm personally just going to leave it alone, but we could possibly look for a sell set up there because it is a huge level of traffic. But I would ideally like to enter a buy on that, so I'm just going to leave those alone and let them do their thing. And we just ripped through a bunch of TPs. All right. Well, that's nice. TP4 just got hit. All right, so make sure that like button, y'all. If y'all into these trades, make sure that like button because we're about to hit the final TP. Obviously, this won't be the full move. I explain all that stuff with the members and all that, so they kind of understand how this goes. We're about to hit the final TP in just, well, we have like 2 more TPs. So let me fix that. I'm jumping the gun here. This is the next TP. So that's about like 20-ish pips or something like that. Almost in the middle of the zone. Yeah, nice. I'm liking how SPX is looking. We might enter this. We might enter this in a second. And again, like I said, in the daily time frame, looking at the daily time frame, we are due for a slight retracement, but overall we are still bearish. So that is why we're still looking for mainly sell setups. But you do have to keep in mind that price can potentially reverse on us. But honestly, that's with any trade, right? But I just like to point that out. But price is, as of now, still bearish. So we might jump in on the sell very soon. New 5-minute did just start. So yeah, I'm about to write this up. So if I'm quiet, that's what I'm doing. And if y'all want me to look at any pairs or anything like that, I know a couple of y'all already be doing it, but feel free to type in the chat or anything like that. I'm about to send a few links to some videos that will help y'all out, trading wise, trading plan wise, all that good stuff. Give me 1 second. So let us set up because it does have this liquidity. It could try to hunt before it makes the move down. So that is a potential risk. And this is why we want to wait for it to break this level, because as you can see, it hit that level and it's retracing back up. So that's why we want to wait to see if it can break through that level. So let's go back on gold. All right, so we're still going to wait on gold. We're not going to jump the gun on that one. JPY pairs are retracing, so we're going to let that do their thing. And we just hit, I believe we just hit another TP. Let me confirm before I say that. Yeah, we just hit another TP. So we're about 20-25 pips in profit right now. And that's in like 10-15 minutes, which is not bad. We're in the middle of the zone. My members know what that means. We want to see if we can break this. Let's see if we can break this. But yeah, it's dumping. And I'm pretty sure Ian is doing the same thing. Yep, it is. But again, those I've been here, you already know why I did what I did. I explained all that already. So we're just going to be waiting later on in New York for GA, EA buys possibly, but they are dropping right now. Because again, this is a strong resistance level as of now, but it can potentially, I want to see it this week, get broken in terms of strong support because it has been pumping up. So right now it's struggling, but attempting to try many times above that level. So I'm just waiting to see if it can do so this week. JPY pairs, They hit a lot of them are at the bottom of the zone, so it makes sense why they're retreating. So for now, we're just gonna let them do their thing to ride the wave up. I mean, we could honestly do that because, yeah, we could possibly do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm personally not. But I can see price. It's kind of tempting. I can't see price shooting up and trying to fill this up before the drop. Can't see that happening. For like a scalp setup, the overall price is showing it wants to drop down. So then the thing is, it could come up to this level here though, if we're being honest. We got a new 5 minute about to start though, so we're gonna see what the next 5 minute looks like, and we'll go from there. We just hit the final TP. So as of now, we've got selling profit or close, because the next 15 could be a retracement because we just hit a strong support resistance level. So it's either going to continue to dump down or it could retrace. So make sure to secure your profits. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Make sure to hit that like button. Nice, nice, nice. So if it can break these levels, this probably won't happen until New York. It's going to have to do a retracement. But if it continues bearish, we can potentially hit around 91.20-ish, and to the extreme, we can hit 90.60, 90.70. But again, that's not going to happen. Well, it could. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but most likely that's not going to happen until closer to New York. But if it continues bearish, we can hit this level here, kind of like how we saw here and all that good stuff. Gold did just break that level. So we might be looking for a buy scalp setup for gold. We might look for a gold buy. It might be trying to come for this right here. So we're going to see how this closes, and we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. It could be hunting for the top of the zone right there. So we could be looking for a gold scalp right here. A little 1 to 2 risk to reward. SPX. So rejecting that level. So again, SPX, I want to look for a sell setup, but it could be coming for this level right here. But I'm not going to assume that until it breaks this level. As of now, it still is underneath the zone. I'm just personally waiting for price. We could have entered here and been up a couple hundred pips. 95. We could be up a few hundred pips right here. But I personally I like to go for the big move, right? The big move. Like if the move goes our way, we can catch the entire daily candlestick, which you see we did here yesterday. Entered out this rejection whip, caught the 12 candlestick down. Did this day. We do with a lot of trades. We did with like a few other trades as well. So I kind of like to go for the bigger move. Sometimes we go for scalp setups, but for the most part, I don't mind patiently waiting to go for the big move. Like I'm going to be patiently waiting for price to come up to this level and see if we can make a new high. Same thing with GA. We see them pushing up. So that's one person I'm going to be waiting for on these two pairs. GN, we see rejecting a little bit. So again, keep an eye on your charts. If you're happy with your profits, feel free to close. We cut a great amount of pips in like literally 20 minutes, which isn't bad at all, if we're being honest. GBPJPY retrace zone. Still not where it was originally at or where I wanted to be. So this thing's shooting up. So we're gonna stay above this level, this next 15. We're gonna go for a buy on this. I do like how that's looking. Yeah, we might be going for a buy on this. Yeah, it's still pumping. So I wouldn't be surprised if the next candlestick does the same thing. It could try to retrace though, but it looks like it's going to try to hit that. So yeah, we might enter this. SL for this, I'm looking at 1792. I do personally like how this is looking right here. Yeah, that thing's ripping. Yeah, the ideal entry would have been right here, but I already jumped at like 200 pips. But it's hitting a wall, so retracing slightly. But I can't see it hitting 1808, 1809. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. Yeah, it's pumping up. Yeah, so I did personally enter this. Why I post it? Probably not, because it's not a good risk reward, to be honest. But I do see it potentially hitting 1808. So anyways, on the stream, y'all see what I see. Feel free to jump in on that. But I'm personally not going to call it, because again, I'm not going to call a trade out like this. It's not a good risk reward. It would have been nice right here, but I think ripped harder and more aggressively than I expected and anticipated it to. So if it retraces, maybe, which it looks like it's trying to right now, but yeah. Yeah, and it looks like SPX is following suit and it's about to probably try to hit that level before it drops. And then right here, GN, retracement up. Like I said, was most likely going to happen, so no surprise there. So we're going to wait on GA to break that level. And then the GBPJPY looks like it's about to try to push up as well. Yeah, thing's pumping. Yeah, so I can see it hitting that. So we're going to see if it can continue to break this level. But it makes sense why it's doing that. SPX, yeah, it looks like the USD pair is about to hunt some liquidity down. Yeah, that's what we're looking at right here, which makes sense because, again, like I said before, it hit the bottom of the zone. So it looks like they're about to hunt some liquidity down. Yeah, all the JPY pairs are tracing up. Yeah, so we're going to let that do their thing. Our GA just broke that level, so we're going to wait to see if it can close above that level. If it can, then we're going to jump in on this. So we're going to see how it reacts to this wall right here, but I can't see it coming up to here around 38.22. That's what it looks like it's coming. It's aiming for. So they're going to go up to there, or might try to fill this up right here. Which wouldn't be surprising. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Yeah, USD pairs are pumping right now. But we're going to let them do their thing. GA. It's reacting to this wall here. But I want to see it close above here. So we got a new 5 minute about to start. So we're going to see what this 5 minutes looking like. And we're going to go from there. Okay, so if you enter that gold buy, y'all should be blue. It's already almost there. It's like 400 pips away. Would have been nice to enter right here. But it ripped up more than I expected. But if y'all enter, y'all should be blue right there. It's hitting this wall right here, which is why it's rejecting some. But I can't see it at least coming up to here potentially. But again, this is like extremely, obviously it's a scalp setup. So make sure to secure your profits on this one for sure. But indice wise, just watching them. You see a potential hitting that. They just break this level right here. So I'm gonna see how that's this level right here. Just look for a couple. Let's see. If this stays in, we might go for a scalp setup there. So there's a few hundred pips. Let's see. Yeah, so it's attempting to try to continue to drop down. But we're going to see if it can, but it is trying for sure. Yeah, the USD pairs are pumping up right now. So this might be the retracement day, or at least it's retracing right now. It's interesting. Oh, let me go back to that. Depending on how it reacts to this level, we might jump in on this. It's already done a nice pump up though. We'll see. We're gonna wait for the next 15 to see how it reacts. Jump in on that. The G is definitely struggling. It's trying though, but it's definitely struggling. It's been respecting that daily level though. That is one thing to note take and keep in mind. Yeah, SPX is pumping. Yeah, so it's hunting that right there. So again, like I point this stuff out because there's certain rules I like to stand by that to stop me from entering certain things. But if I do see things potentially happening or price heading somewhere, I will mention it to y'all. So if y'all want to jump in on it. So like I said, it's already almost heading to that low, but I do see it hitting there. It's at this wall right here. I see this hitting a minimum, but it could be coming up all the way up to here. If it does come up to there, we'll be looking for a sell right there. Gold's kind of just been chilling at 1804. Yeah, we could enter Euro New Zealand as well, but it's all good. Forgot about Euro CJF. Let's see what that's up to. Yeah, so it's still chilling. So we're just gonna leave that B for now. GU. Yeah, GBPJPY are pushing up. Alright, so it looks like we're only gonna be in those two things for now. Gonna be on the charts still. So make sure you're on that first link description to be notified if I do decide to enter anything else. But as of now, y'all know what I'm looking for, so I'm just patiently waiting for price to do that and to come to those levels. Huge moves happened before London, JPY pair wise, because you know we usually be jumping at JPY pairs as well. But holidays are coming up, like what is it, like next week? Well, in 5 days. So that's something that's choppy, just like how last month when the holidays were around the corner, price was very choppy. So, whoops, my bad, y'all. So it doesn't make sense why price is doing what it's doing, but it doesn't really matter because the goal is for the trades you do enter to make money off of. And currently, GN is doing just that. Yeah, and all the GBP pairs are following suit. Yeah, so it looks like SPX is heading towards that right there. USD pairs are doing a nice pump. Gold's kind of just been chilling at 1803, 1804 though. Everything else, I'm just going to be waiting. If USD pairs continue to pump up, we might enter 80 USD because I do like how that's looking. It is currently, well, I'm on the 5 minute. Let me get on the 15. There we go. I do like how this is looking right here. So if we can stay above this level, we might look for a buy. We can catch a decent amount of pips on this. We could enter that as well. Oh well. All right, y'all. So make sure to follow me on. Oh, they got a comment. Can you maybe talk about re-entering? I know you hold the SRTP, but if you take profit anytime, which you will re-enter. I'll go over that with the members. I got you. You're a member, so I got you. I'm gonna go over that with the members. I'm gonna go over that. I'll probably do that in the video when I do the New York session price watch list. But if I forget and don't do it in that video, make sure to hit me up in either the group chat or personal message me. But I do got you. I will go over that. But with that, like anything, entering any trade, there are risks. So I don't recommend doing it all the time. And then when you do that, you have to acknowledge that you are taking a risk and price could potentially not, you know what I'm saying, continue to go that way or that direction. That is a risk to doing that. But there's a few things you want to look for that will give you confirmations you can do that as well. Now, I don't do it all the time. I'll do it sometimes. One thing I'll do is if I'm like, I usually don't, like I said, I don't want to chase a trade, but like, what was it yesterday? One of the trades we took, it started to just move. Like I said, I put like a portion of my entry, and then when we trace, I put the rest of my entry. So you can do things like that. But yeah, I'll go over that in more detail with the members. I got y'all. But as of now, GN is doing us justice. Still waiting on the other pairs. I'm still gonna be patient waiting for the other pairs. I'm not gonna really do anything with that. Gold is still chilling at 1803, so it's gonna be interesting to see what the next 15 looks like. If it does retrace and come back to here, I will probably post that signal. No problem, I got you. But for now, we're just gonna be chilling on that. So we're just gonna be chilling in this trade right here. Again, you see gold is struggling. You just gotta look to the left, y'all. A lot of y'all just look at the candlestick that is presently being formed. That's not going to tell you much. That's not going to tell you much. You need to look to the left as well. So if you got a computer or iPad, go on TradingView. Even if you're just on your phone, turn your phone sideways so you can see more candlesticks. Because just looking at the current candlestick isn't going to tell you much. You got to look to the left and see why price is reacting the way it's reacting and where price is potentially heading. If you just look at the red or blue number on your screen, that's not going to help you. And if you just look at the current candlestick, that's not going to tell you much. You got to look at the entire chart. You guys look at the entire chart. Yeah, it looks like SPX is heading for that. Yeah, but these are big pumps. Usually we don't see a breakout like this off the initial candlestick, but you know, that's the markets for you. Sometimes we do see some stuff like that. But let's see what GN is up to. GN did just break this level, so it's about to retest. And what I want to see GN do is treat this as a resistance level and then continue to drop down. It looks like it is currently doing so. And like I said before, if it continues to drop down, it can come down to like 91.20-ish, 91.15. And then depending on how it reacts to that level, it's got this nice wall here at like I said, we got this nice wall here at 9100 even, between 9100 even to 9080. So it's gonna have to break that before you hit the bottom of the zone, which I have at 9060, 9065. But everything else, still gonna be watching the charts, still gonna be waiting for my setups. For now, they are definitely struggling to make a new high, but I do believe they can do so. So I'm just gonna patiently wait for that setup and see if I'm right or not. Pretty much. JPY pairs are very interesting looking. I might just observe them for now and just leave them alone. Maybe mess with them closer to New York, but as of now, not really had any good interest for me. Just gonna leave them alone, just watch them for now. Yeah, just gonna watch them for now. Gold looks like it's about to go for a round 2, but again, look to the left. The left's going to explain what's happening in the present and what could potentially happen in the future. You cannot trade without looking to the left. You can't enter trades. You gotta back test. You gotta base your entries off of something. You know what I mean? So do keep that in mind. Make sure everything's pumping up. Oil, like I said, I was leaving it alone because I missed it more hours while I jumped on the charts. So for now, we're just going to post a sell setup here. But this happened during the time I don't trade. So what you want to do? You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'll see you on tomorrow's stream. Can you help look into gold? Thanks. Yeah, I just went over it, but I don't know if you just jumped in. So gold, I was looking for a buy setup. I was going to wait for the next 15, but I think decided to explode up, kind of like SPX. So if anyone, I did personally enter, but I didn't post this in the Telegram because it's not a good risk to reward. I'm not going to post anything in the Telegram that's not at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward, because if price retraces or SL gets hit, it wasn't even worth entering the trade. So this was a strictly scalp setup. I could see gold come up to 1808, 18010 price range, which is this liquidity right here. I could see price hitting that, and that's what it looks like it's aiming for. Now looking on the daily level, price is kind of stuck at this level of traffic. If you look to the left, you can see why it's been kind of just stuck here. There's a lot of levels of traffic that's struggling to break. hit the strong. It was bullish. We're catching all these waves up. So price is still technically bullish. We can see clear highs here, some retracements, but still we can see it's clearly bullish. Hit this daily level and it's reattempting. So I can see it hitting this daily level again. It's either going to reject or it's going to break through and continue the uptrend, or it's going to, when it hits this level, reject like it did on last Thursday, last Wednesday. But as of now, it's still bullish. And then if we look a little closer at this 4 hour level, we see the past couple of days, it's been respecting that support level. So yeah, it is looking bullish as of now. But would I suggest jumping in right now? No, I would not. I would not suggest jumping in right now. But that's what I see looking at gold. And then news-wise, there's not really any news. There's some news tomorrow that could affect the USD pairs. And then this on Friday, we got the price index on Friday. Then on Wednesday at 10 a.m., we got the consumer confidence. And at 8:30, we got the CPI for Canada. Today, the only thing that was major was the JPY news that caused everything to tank JPY pair-wise. Got some red folders for Canada today, but it's pretty much a clean chart setup week. But things are drastically slow. Were because of the holidays are coming up. But next month after the holidays, things should be back to normal. Back to just smooth charts. So yeah. Hope that answered your question. That's what I see with gold and all of that. Yeah, GN's continuing to drop. Yeah, so we are up for the day. If anyone entered that gold scalp, y'all should be still up. But again, keep an eye on your charts because again, this isn't a really good risk reward. It's really a scalp setup. There's a high probability can do that. But as you see, it's definitely struggling. So do not let your screen turn red, especially with this, because we're only up a couple hundred pips on gold. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your screen turn red on that. And then GN, we're nice and deep in profit. We're up like 40 pips on that. Yeah, but make sure to follow me on. They keep banning me on TikTok, so they don't want me to show any receipts. Like if I show anything from Telegram, they ban me. If I can't even show MT4 screenshots of my trades. They ban me for that. They think I'm scamming people. So 2020 really ruined Forex. So I gotta be more careful what I post. But do follow me on there because I know I can't post that shit no more. They banned me like for a week last week. And then literally my day after the ban, they banned me again. So I'm banned until after Christmas. But I do have a backup. But make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. If you want to contact me directly, you can hit me up on Instagram at playmaker_way. Same spelling as the YouTube. If you're interested in learning what all these lines are, all these markups, how I see the charts the way I do, how I trade, or just copy all my trades and get a text as soon as I do enter a trade, click the links in the description. Also do one-on-one mentorships. Everything is on sale until January 1st. The monthly membership is 50% off. The lifetime and the yearly is honestly like 60-70% off, to be honest. Do take advantage of that. And you got any questions, like I said, you can hit me up on Instagram, or after you join that first link description, that free Telegram. We're almost at 600. You can just click right here, hit me up on Telegram right there. I do respond to everyone within the day, if not within the hour. Just depends on the time you message me. But I do respond within 24 hours at least. And I will see y'all in tomorrow's live stream. As I'm still staring at the chart. Yeah, they're struggling to break past 1804. So y'all that are in that gold scalp, make sure you have your SL in profit. And don't let that trade go red and cancel out this GN win we're in currently. Hey, I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, just like if you take the trades and you're not making mistakes or you're not chasing trades or taking other trades and stuff like that, everybody makes their money back within the month, if not sooner. Like honestly, it's 50% also, it's only $50 a month. And just looking at how we did yesterday, like you could have made that back in one day. I've had students make it back in one day, same week, things like that. And then looking at, if we just go to how we did last week in general, this is how we did last week. We caught over 194,000 pips, 723 on Monday, 48,000 on Tuesday, 218 on Wednesday, 81,305 on Thursday, 63,708 on Friday. Like you can definitely make it back. It's literally up to you. Like most people make it back. If you're not making it back, there's a few reasons for that. But in the group chat, I have a pinned video teaching you how to calculate your lot size. I walk the members through. I can show y'all really quick. I walk the members through all the trades. I tell them when is a good idea to close trades. I also, before New York session, I do a price watch list of all the trades are currently with setups. I also let them know top of the zone, bottom of the zone. People know what that means. This is the top of the zone. This is the bottom of the zone. This is the middle of the zone. So I guide y'all through the trades. I also tell y'all potential setups for trades even I don't enter. A lot of the trades I talk about in the videos end up going our way, like gold. I didn't call this trade out, but in that video, with sell setup. And look what happened. You could have caught, if y'all would have entered here at a 1795, y'all could have caught 1,000 pips. You know what I'm saying? That's just one example. But it definitely is definitely worth it in my opinion. And Gene is still tanking, so Gene is just doing us justice right now. So again, we entered a 2 trades technically, but only 1 trade was in the Telegram. But we are currently up like 40, 45 pips, which is not bad. Yep, I'm gonna see y'all. Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. Like I said, if I don't like, I try to do it within an hour, but sometimes I'll be in meetings, I'll be doing one-on-one sessions, or I'll be sleep because my sleep schedule is kind of all over the place. So, but I do try to respond. I do respond within the day. Let's say this: when I see it, I answer. You know what I'm saying? When I see it, I answer. But yeah, so like I said, we're about to hit that level right now. We kind of just hit the first level. I was talking about the 9120, so things are looking good. But we do have 4 minutes before the next candlestick, so we could see a retracement at this level here. Don't be surprised. But so far, things are going exactly as planned for this trade. Yeah, so this is chilling. It's about to attempt to make a support level here, which is interesting. SPX, we're attempting to hit this wall right here. Is rejecting. So yeah, we're gonna leave these alone. I'm just gonna watch these. I'm still gonna be waiting for to see if GA can push up. But as of now, the GBP pairs are tanking. Let's see the JPY pairs are up. See JPY pairs are dropping as well. Let's see. Yeah, so we're just gonna be waiting. Let's see. We'll get into some more things going into New York. But as of now, we're just gonna be chilling off on these and just waiting for them to come to the next zone and go from there. Yeah, I think tanking beautiful. You're totally new to the trade. How do candles work? You don't know. Okay, so I can answer all those questions in one video. So I actually have a video titled "How to Read Candlesticks." I'm about to drop the link in the chat, so make sure you have your chat open. I got you right now. I'm about to for this question right here. I got you right now. So I have videos on my YouTube channel. So first, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell because we live trade every morning during London session. But I have a video that answers that question, answers both those questions. So give me 1 second. How to read candlesticks. Here it is right here. Um, Give me 1 second. I'm actually about to post. I got you. Give me 1 second. I got you. It'll be actually easier to do it on my phone. So I have a video titled "How to Read Candlesticks," and I have a video titled "How to Identify the Trend." So in both videos, well, how to read candlesticks videos, I break down a bunch of the candlesticks, what they mean, the signs, and all that stuff. So I got you right now. All right, here we go. All right, so this was from a one-on-one call, one of the one-on-one calls, but this video explains all the different candlesticks. Like I said, all these candlesticks right here, they mean something. These small candlesticks, these big candlesticks, the wicks, every candlestick means something. You just got to know what it's telling you, okay? And how to know what it's telling you, that just comes with practice and back testing. You have to practice and back test to know these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just have to, the more you look at the charts, the more you practice, the more you back test, the more things you will start to notice. You get what I mean? So that video explains a lot of that stuff. So make sure to watch that video. No problem. And I'm also going to drop another video. This one is how to identify the trend. Okay, so there's a lot of things. Before you even trade, these are some of the basics, but before you even trade, there's some things you have to know besides this stuff. Before you trade, you need to know how to read candlesticks. You need to know how to calculate your lot size. And in order to know how to calculate your lot size, you got to know how to count pips. So I'm about to drop all those videos for you. And this is for everyone too, you know what I'm saying? Like, because me included, especially in 2020 with all the IMLs and all those scammers and stuff, a lot of people were just half teaching stuff, or they're just like feeding you trades to take, but you didn't really know what to do. They're just like, oh, just enter this or enter this. But you need to know how to count pips. And you need to know how to read candlesticks. So all three of those videos, I recommend everyone to watch those videos. They're all short and to the point, but they're all full of information, which is the most important part. So make sure to watch those videos, y'all. Yeah, but GN is just tanking. So GN is just doing what it needs to do for us right now, which is great. We could have entered Euro New Zealand too, but like I said, that was looking kind of bullish, even though it was at a strong support resistance level. So, and since we saw GN doing this, we could have entered EN because these two like to move very similar. GN and Euro New Zealand. Like if we go on Euro New Zealand, we're going to see this most likely tanking. As I say that, it wants to move a little bit differently, but it is what it is. They both were dropping. Yeah, so let me go back in the chat. Yeah, so make sure to watch these videos, save these videos, whatever you got to do, rewatch them as many times as you need to, because these videos right here will help you out. How to read candlesticks. I go over all these different candlesticks, the ones, the wicks, the small ones, the big ones. All right. And this one will tell you that before you enter any trade, you know, and I have some videos, but while we're here, so I didn't end the stream yet. Let me go ahead and talk about a few things. So there's a few things you need to do before you enter any trade. The first thing you need to do. Now, this will answer your other question too, because you said what minute chart should you keep. So I see a lot of people make mistakes when they be on like the 1 minute, 5 minute chart. You don't need to be on the chart unless you're scalping. That's one thing, but with the strategy, you know, what would you want to do? Would you rather catch 10 pips or would you rather catch, 40 pips, or NDC wise, would you rather catch a couple thousand pips? It's up to you. But this is the first thing you need to do before entering the trade. You need to go on the daily time frame. The reason why you need to be on the daily time frame is because, let's just think about this. Like if you're investing in stock, crypto, future index, whatever the case may be, you're going to pull a yearly chart. And the reason why is because price moves on a day-by-day, week-by-week, month-by-month basis. So I'm not saying go on a monthly or weekly chart, but you need to be at least on a daily chart. That way you see the overall direction price is going on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? So again, the reason why we went for a sell is because the reason why we went for sells here, and we're able to enter the sell here is because we're on the bigger time frame. And these lines here, I teach my members how to do. I have a couple of videos explaining the lines, but these are my key levels, my key price levels on the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame. But you need to identify the trend. Once you identify the trend, you know what you're going to be looking for. If there's a downtrend, you need to be looking for a sell setup. If there's an uptrend, you need to look for a buy setup. If there's a consolidation or ranging market, ranging price, that's a little bit different, but let's just keep it simple, downtrend. So now that you know what direction price is going, and you know you're looking for a sell in this case, now you need to figure out the best place to enter a sell, which is where these lines come into play. Like I said, I teach my members and my students how to identify these levels, but that's why we entered off this level. And as you can see, when price hit that, we literally been catching this entire rejection wick down for the day. Like we're literally catching this entire rejection wick down. All right, so that's just the simple stuff. The strategy is one thing, but now that's where these other videos will come into play. Now you need to know how to calculate your lot size, because everybody has different account sizes. So you need to know how much you can risk your account without blowing your account over leveraging. Because the main things that traders struggle with, greed, of course, entering trades later, chasing trades, but also over leveraging and not reading candlesticks. There's a few things, but those are the main ones. And those videos will help you out with that. But that's where I'll suggest to start at. You need to know how to read candlesticks, how to identify the trend, and then how to calculate your lot size. Because you can't execute a trade without properly calculating your lot size. So if anyone, go into your account history. This isn't to you, this is for anyone watching. Go to your history on your MT4, MT5, whatever you use. And if one loss takes out all your wins, or takes out a bunch of your wins, or cancels out a bunch of your wins, you're not calculating your lot size correctly. Okay, like I say in the disclaimer, let me go back to the free Telegram. Give me 1 second. Like I always say in the disclaimer, I post this every morning before I post any trades. Recommend risking 1 to 5% of your account per trade. A lot of people don't think percent wise, they think number wise. And the main reason why is because there's all these gurus online that be trying to sell a dream, like how I made this amount, how I made 5K, how I made 10K, blah, 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 blah. So then when you see your account, you see the number on your screen, you're not really satisfied. And there's a reason why you're not satisfied, because you keep seeing all these videos of people. A lot of them be fake accounts too, or demo accounts. We see all these videos of people make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So when you make a decent percentage for your account, you're not satisfied or you're not happy. But when you do percent wise and you just look at your account and you face reality and you understand, like, you have a $100 account, you're not going to make $100 a day. Then it'll help you become more consistent. Because what I tell my members and students all the time is the amount of pips you catch shouldn't change, but the amount of money you make should, right? 10% off a $100 account and 10% off of a $1,000 account and 10% off a $10,000 account is a huge difference, but you're still risking or making 10%. You get what I mean? So you gotta look at things percent wise. Don't look at things number wise. You gotta look at things percent wise. Yeah, Gina is still dropping. So we're actually about to hit those levels right now. Yeah, we might be going for a little bit more. We might go for a little bit more. I'm about to jump off in a second though. Let's see what these are up to. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave these alone for now. It didn't go far. It didn't go much far. That far. But it's treating as a support level. It's stuck underneath this wall right here, price. I still want to wait for price to come back down here to enter a sell. here, or I'm gonna enter a sell up here, whichever one it comes to first. But like I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, it does make sense why it's retracing. So I want to hit the bottom of the zone, and it's been dropping nicely. So it is due for retracement. So that's not a big surprise there. Yeah, but GBP pairs are just dropping right now. So this is to the bottom of the zone. So we're going to see if we can break it. And if we can break through this level, we might look for a sell on this as well. Let's zoom this out. It's been a nice drop. We tested level, dropped. We tested this level of price, dropped. So that's strong support resistance level. We see how price treat this as a resistance level here. We also see our price treat this as a support level here. So would not be surprised if price treats this as a support level. Whoops. Would not be surprised if price treats it as a support level and comes back up, or it could shoot back down. You can look for a sell. And the way it's looking, I would like to look for a sell. So we're going to wait to see if we can break that level, and then possibly look for a sell on that. But we're going to see. We're going to see. The USD pairs are ranging right now, so we're just going to let them do their thing. I'm going to still look at the charts and stuff like that, but I'm probably not going to mess with any of these. So maybe closer to New York, and that depends if it retraces back down for a good sell setup. But for now, we're just going to stay out of these pairs. All right, so there's no other questions. And again, if you do have questions, just hit me up on Instagram at playmaker_way or on Telegram. But I'm going to see you on tomorrow's stream.